What's up, Bills Mafia? The national media is telling you the Buffalo Bills championship window is closing. They're saying the offseason was nothing more than a series of desperate, high-risk gambles. That they look at our team and they see fragility. They see a group that's one injury away from falling apart. But I'm here to tell you what they're completely missing. This isn't a gamble. It's a meticulously crafted blueprint. What the critics out there are calling risk, the Bills front office knows is a calculated, multi-layered strategy for sustained dominance. So forget all that surface level talk. We're about to pull back the curtain and show you the secret plan that proves the Bills are smarter, deeper, and more dangerous than ever before. This team isn't just reloading for one more run. They're evolving, and the rest of the NFL hasn't realized it yet. The entire plan is built on a foundation the league continues to foolishly overlook, a unit that makes everything else, all the spectacular Josh Allen highlights, all the thrilling wins, possible. And it all starts not with a flashy new signing, but with the single most dominant and underappreciated unit in the entire league. If you believe this team is building something special and are tired of the outside noise, hit the like and subscribe buttons. Let's show them the Mafia is the strongest fan base in the league. The national obsession with finding a single go-to number one receiver for Josh Allen fundamentally misses the point of this offensive strategy. The talking heads are stuck in the past, looking for a simple one-to-one replacement. But the blueprint isn't to replace one star. It's to forge an unguardable, versatile, and deep attack by committee. They added savvy, field-stretching weapons like Joshua Palmer and the incredibly shifty Elijah Moore to a deep roster that, let's not forget, was already the second highest scoring offense in the entire league, on its way to a 13-4 record. The goal is no longer to be predictable with one top target. It's to be lethal from every spot on the field, forcing defenses into impossible decisions on every single snap. The true engine of this elite offense, the part that makes it all go, is the fortress they've built in front of Josh Allen. By returning all top 9 players, the Bills boast unmatched continuity on the offensive line, a unit that PFF just ranked 3rd best in the entire NFL. They're a group elevated by the unbelievable coaching of Aaron Kromer, who has molded them into a cohesive wall that provides the stable pocket necessary for Allen to perform his unique brand of magic. This isn't just a good unit, it's a dominant one that allowed the fewest sacks in the league last season, a testament to their chemistry and skill. This continuity is the bedrock of our success. The one thing you can't just buy in free agency. It's earned. And within that fortress, the running game has become the secret weapon that unlocks the entire offense. James Cook is viewed internally as a top 10 NFL back, a player whose skill set is perfectly suited for Joe Brady's scheme, giving the offense a dynamic and explosive threat out of the backfield. But the unsung hero who makes it all work is a guy like Dawson Knox. His elite blocking is the key that not only enables our potent rushing attack, but is also what frees up Dalton Kincaid to become a matchup nightmare in the passing game. It's this symbiotic relationship that creates balance and keeps defenses completely off kilter. This blueprint is about total roster construction, not just your starting 22. Look at the margins, because that's where championships are forged. The addition of a versatile and cheap third running back, like Ty Johnson, was a brilliantly savvy move for depth. And then you have a deep sleeper like Jalen Virgil, a guy who is poised to make the final roster because of his potential to be a major contributor on special teams, an area where the top of the receiver depth chart was lacking. While the national media worries about big-name departures, the Bills are supremely confident, leveraging the league's 5th easiest schedule with a proven top 2 offense that is now deeper and more unpredictable than it was during last year's dominant 13-4 season. And if you think evolving an already elite offense is smart, wait until you see the defensive masterstroke that has been 12 years in the making. Let's talk about the defense and that Joey Bosa signing. The media narrative is that it's a desperate, fragile gamble. I'm telling you, that's completely wrong. It was the ultimate high upside, low risk power move. Think about it. The Bills secured an elite, game-wrecking talent, a 5-time Pro Bowler, on a 1-year prove-it deal. This gives a motivated Bosa every single incentive imaginable to stay healthy and ball out for his next massive contract, all without compromising the team's long-term financial flexibility. It's a genius stroke of business by Brandon Beane, adding a premier pass rusher for a fraction of his market value. But Bosa isn't the whole plan. He's a supercharger for an already proven system. Forget the raw yardage stats the pundits obsess over. The core identity of a Sean McDermott defense is chaos and possession. This blueprint leans directly into McDermott's astonishing 12-year streak of coaching defenses that finish in the top 10 for takeaways. This isn't luck. It's a sustainable, repeatable system designed for one primary purpose: to get the ball back into Josh Allen's hands and give him more chances to win the game. Since McDermott arrived, the Bills lead the NFL in takeaways. That is the doctrine. The national critique of the safety position is the perfect example of spreadsheet scouting versus actual football reality. Pro Football Focus slammed the projected starting duo of Damar Hamlin and Taylor Rapp, pointing to a low coverage grade. What they conveniently ignore is what Rapp does at an elite level. Internally, he is praised as a ferocious, elite tackler and a physical tone setter who brings an enforcer's mentality to the secondary. He's exactly the kind of player who thrives in a McDermott defense that is built around forcing turnovers and rallying to the football with violence and passion. His value isn't in a PFF grade. It's in the identity he helps forge. And this defensive evolution isn't just about adding Bosa. It's about unleashing an ascending superstar. Let's be clear. Gregory Rousseau is already the team's best defensive lineman. He's a young, homegrown talent who is elite against the run and also ranked in the top 10 for QB pressures last season. He is just now entering his prime. Bosa isn't here to be the lone star or savior. He's here to be the explosive final piece alongside a player who is on the verge of becoming a household name across the league. Imagine offenses trying to block both of them. The front office is even playing chess with its mid-season roster. The early season suspensions of Michael Hucht and Larry Ogunjobi are being framed as a problem. Wrong. It's a strategic advantage. This forces young players to get critical, valuable game reps early in the season, creating battle-tested depth across the D-line. Then, just as the all-important playoff push begins, the team gets to add two proven hungry veterans with fresh legs. It's a brilliant way to build resilience and a formidable rotation for the stretch run. But adding a motivated superstar and leaning into a proven defensive system is only half the plan. The truly brilliant part is the secret weapon they've been assembling, a new wave of talent the league won't see coming. This is where the plan becomes a long-term vision. The defensive-heavy draft wasn't a reaction to losing players. It was a proactive masterstroke to build the next great Bills defense. First-round cornerback Maxwell Hairston, second-round defensive tackle TJ Sanders, and third-round defensive end Landon Jackson aren't just rookies. They are a deliberate infusion of young, fast, and, most importantly, affordable talent. They were drafted with high grades from analysts across the board and are designed to create a relentless, suffocating defensive line rotation that will terrorize quarterbacks for years to come. This wasn't filling holes. It was building a foundation. This entire strategy is the brilliant answer to the fan anxiety about the team's poor history of expensive defensive line investments. Instead of relying solely on high-priced, aging veterans, the Bills are now building a sustainable pipeline of talent on cost-controlled rookie contracts. Players like Bosa and Larry Ogunjobi are no longer desperate measures. They are the perfect high-impact bridge to the future, mentoring the next wave while making a huge impact right now. This is how you manage the salary cap and stay competitive year after year. It's a fundamental shift in team-building philosophy. The selection of defensive tackle Dion Walker in the 4th round is a masterclass in how this front office operates. While other teams saw a player with a pre-existing back issue and shied away, the Bills saw immense first-round talent they could acquire at a massive discount. They are betting on their elite, best-in-class training and medical staff to manage his health and unlock a player who could become the steal of the entire draft. This is the kind of calculated risk that separates good front offices from great ones, finding value where others are too afraid to look. And make no mistake, these young players are not just assets for the future. They are immediate catalysts for this season. Their presence creates ferocious, intense competition at every position group on the defense. It pushes veterans like A.J. Epenesa, who is playing in a contract year, to elevate their game to a whole new level. It ensures that the entire defensive unit is deeper, hungrier, and more formidable than it has been in years. Complacency is not an option when a wave of talented rookies is coming for your job. This is the final piece of the blueprint. By drafting a new defensive core and extending young, ascending homegrown talents like Rousseau and linebacker Terrell on team-friendly deals, the front office is ensuring this team's championship window doesn't close. They're reinforcing it with steel, building a juggernaut that is designed to dominate the AFC for years to come. An elite offense built on an unbreakable foundation. A championship-level defense built to steal the ball. And a wave of secret weapons ready to be unleashed. When you see all the pieces, the conclusion is obvious. So let's recap the master blueprint. The Bills have fortified their single greatest strength with an elite, battle-tested offensive line, returning all its key players. They've empowered their MVP quarterback with even more diverse and unpredictable weapons, and they've built their defense on the proven, sustainable, and undeniable McDermott doctrine of takeaways. They went out and executed a masterful, high-upside, low-risk move for a premier pass rusher in Joey Bosa, and are simultaneously building a defensive dynasty through a youth movement that will keep this team at the top for years and years. This is the undeniable vision of a true contender. The national narrative of a fragile, all-in team simply doesn't hold up to any real scrutiny. When you look past the headlines and analyze the actual plan, you see the truth. This is the blueprint for a resilient, deep, and adaptable contender, architected brilliantly by this front office to win now and win later. With Josh Allen in the prime of his career, the league's 5th easiest schedule on deck, and a brand new grass field waiting in a stadium that secures their long-term future right here in Buffalo. The plan is clear. The path is set. The Buffalo Bills haven't just pushed their chips in for one last run. They've strategically and intelligently built a winning hand that the rest of the league simply cannot match. This isn't a gamble, Mafia. It's checkmate. Let us know in the comments which part of this brilliant blueprint makes you most excited for this season.
If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe to keep up to date with more football stories and events.